Okay, so I'm Mark Stevenson, and people call me a futurologist, which I hate, but my job in life is to help people become future literate, ask themselves the right questions about the future so that they can make the world more sustainable, equitable, humane and just. The biggest challenge that a lot of people have is actually imagining the future can be better. Because we're all so involved in the thing we're doing now, and we're often measured by the wrong measures. There's a great quote by a guy called Eli Goldratt who said, "Tell me how you're going to measure me, but if you measure me strangely, don't be surprised if I act perversely." And there's another great quote by a guy called Optimist. "Very hard to get a man to understand something when his salary depends on him not understanding it." So one of the big problems is actually raising yourself out of that box that you're in, that you've been put in perhaps unknowingly or unwittingly, and going, actually, what is the big picture? What do I care about? What are the questions that I should be asking myself about the future of society, myself, my family, my career, and where am I going to put my best efforts, and where does my soul lead me? Because if you're not doing that, then you're basically a passenger, and that's really boring. The current world is organised around hierarchies, often quite dumb hierarchies, and those hierarchies, by definition, tend to promote psychopaths. And the reason being, and I use psychopath in the broadest sense, but the reason being that in order to get on in those organisations, you are promoted. Above people, that's how we get on, we are promoted. To be promoted above somebody, you have to believe that you are somehow better than them, which of course you're not. You really are equal to them, and you might have certain skills, but it tends to talk to the ego. You become a partner, you become a manager, whatever, and somehow you have power over people. I think the future of work, and millennials understand this, is much more about networks of collaboration. But you don't lead by having power over people, you lead by giving power to people to co-create something rather than being told to create something by somebody else. How people thrive in an ever-changing environment. I live my life by 8 principles, which I call the 8 principles of successful optimists. Always imagine better. So imagine the future can be better. If you're not actively making the future a better place, what are you doing? You have to be able to dream. Not only for yourself, but for society as well. And believe me, if you do that, you'll find something you really want to do, and you'll get good at it, and people will pay you for it because you have passion. And we always want to employ people with passion. Always smash yourself to new ideas. Engineer serendipity. You're never going to get creative if you go into the same office, see the same 10 people, talk about the same 10 TV shows, talk about the same 10 problems you talk about. That's what you smash yourself to as many new ideas as possible. Even if you hate them, the reason you hate them will be useful to you. Remember that you are what you do, not what you intend to do. You can spend all the time you like complaining about your existing career, that your boss is a Nazi that lives in the budget or whatever, or you can get out there and just do something. Even if you fail, you will have learned something, and you'll become more employable and you will like yourself more. And then finally, just don't be cynical, because cynicism is the ultimate enemy of the future. It just says, it will never work, the vested interest will always win, we'll never get to make this better future. All that does is make you lapdog to the status quo. It's just obedience. Cynicism will kill you, will kill people around you, and you'll be a miserable person. Nobody wants to sleep with you, so don't do it. So my challenge is always try and up your empathy. If you disagree with somebody, if you find their views difficult, if you find their way of thinking impossible to get your head around, step back, put yourself in their shoes and work out how they got there. A, you'll understand the whole situation better. But B, you'll be in a much better position to argue against it. If you want to win an argument, your best option is always to state your opponent's argument better than they can, so they can't say you didn't understand them. But also in doing that, you might find out that you don't disagree with them quite so much. So find somebody you disagree with, and then work out why you might agree with them,